Online with Amr the Internet Guy. Stream it today on your favorite podcast platforms. This podcast focuses on entrepreneurs and business owners, helping them become more successful in conducting their business on the web without being stuck with technology, getting a headache, pulling their hairs out, or buying expensive software.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 45 from Online with Amr the Internet Guy. Today I have an e-commerce expert with me who's got more than 18 years of experience building offline and online companies alike. His name is Neil Twa. Neil's journey began in the tech world at the phone company, the US phone company called Sprint, where he helped the launch of their first mobile phone. And later on, he joined IBM working with knowledge management systems. After transitioning to entrepreneurship in 2007, he overcame significant challenges, including bankruptcy. And then he went on to build a successful business model focused on selling physical products online. He now specializes in creating multi-channel and omni-channel brands with a unique approach to Amazon and other e-commerce platforms. His methodology treats these platforms as AI-driven engines where product data is the key to success. And this product data that is shared in different places also presents a great opportunity for growth and more sales. He mentors and helps entrepreneurs using this methodology to build 7 and even 8-figure brand companies. So without further ado, let's meet Neil and learn more. Welcome to another episode of Online with the Internet Guy. Today I have Neil Twa. Hi, Neil.
Hello, hello.
How's it going?
So far, so good. We'll see if we can make it through the whole episode without any tech issues. Of course, this is a tech podcast, so this might be just right in line with, with the conversation.
You put two techies together, then...
This might be a squirrel-powered internet issue, though, so we'll see. We might not be able to fix this one. We might have to get a new squirrel on the internet.
You can always blame Elon. Everyone blames him for everything. So
yeah, right. I actually don't have Starlink activated right now, or we probably wouldn't be having this problem. It's setting over here. It's just not active at the. I have it as a backup. I just forgot to activate it.
Perfect. So Neil, I want you to start off by telling people where you live, what you do. Yeah, and we take it from there, like, because it's interesting. I don't want to like kind of jump the guns here and mention what we're going to talk about before you had the chance to make your introduction.
Sure. Well, in simple terms, I've been at business for the last 18 years, building offline and online companies. My post, corporate decade was in a startup company called Sprint that became the PCS mobile division, in which we launched the first mobile phones, which then I got really big into the mobile industry for a long time in high tech and ended up in IBM. And that was cool, kind of the pinnacle of the tech and information. And at that point, the growth of knowledge management and systems for online were growing extremely fast. And I always knew I wanted to do my own thing. So I started that in 2007. And I don't regret ever doing that, even though it was a big struggle. It wasn't the right time, quote unquote, but then I've come to learn entrepreneurialism is about blind optimism. We would probably not do a lot of the things we would do to run businesses if we were told and actually understood what it would take to do it. But I got into business consulting. I was doing more like knowledge management, practitioner learning, the systems of response and technologies behind it to power business, which was really the beginning of the precursors to large language models, human machine language learning, and all that stuff. But really found my aptitude was in the business and really transitioned more into the business side, which got me into lead generation and marketing and online stuff. Realized I was better at that than the leading of management consultants. So I got rid of my management consultants that I have and just focused on that, which was doing really well for me. Then I made a big mistake. They say sometimes that you need to experience things before you truly understand what the pain and an opportunity cost of that actually is. And so I ran into a problem where I just didn't see the forest through the trees and didn't want to see what was happening in the business that I was running with some partners and what they were doing and how much money I put into it, and all that kind of stuff came crashing down on me. So then I went back to what I did well, which was lead generation, business management, when I had to kind of recover from a bankruptcy and get started again. And then realized to really not be in that position again, to take that learning lesson forward and not give up, because really all business and leading is problem solving, and all long-term opportunities really come from how long are you willing to stay in the fight. I kept fighting my way through and realized I should own the product side and not just the marketing side. So I combined the two. And that's when I started launching physical products. I started on the Amazon channel and then really found out how to flip products and then turn that into brands. And from brand growth, I have been able to spend the last 12 years building out multi-channel, omni-channel brands of physical products. So that's kind of what I've been really focused on for the last 12 years, is really opening up the doors of those businesses and turning them into multi-sales channel opportunities.
Nice. We forgot to mention where you are.
So yeah, I'm in Missouri. I'm in the United States. Yep, down south. You guys are our northerly cousins. Hello.
Hello.
We can commiserate through our love and hate of everything that's happening in the world today.
Oh,
But
God.
when it gets down to the people level, we all love you.
Exactly. We're not going to discuss politics. We love
Nope.
you too, guys. You're our best neighbors.
Yeah, we're good with that. I'm good with that too. I don't
like we have any
other
government doing in my government. We have no problems with you.
Oh, well, sure. It just gets down to business. We're in the business of business. You guys sell a lot in the United States.
It's still America too.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Right. I mean, we're all on the same continent.
South of BC is America. If you go north of BC is America. And it's funny how they drew these lines. Like we got.
I don't even see that. I just see it as North America, which is kind of just an extension of more people that I know, places I love to visit, things that good food, good people, and ways to do business in a different way. We just have to struggle through the business challenges of that we do, either cross commerce or likewise.
And it's a good segue because I think when we got introduced, like for us to talk together today. The whole idea was about e-commerce.
Yep.
And if I tell you, like, I think, well, I mean, the numbers show this, and I think the numbers are true, that most of the listeners are small business owners. So they don't have like the same kind of large corporate backgrounds. Sometimes, from my experience, building websites for small businesses, what happens is that sometimes they get scared. So the moment you mention e-commerce or Amazon, people get scared.
They can. Yeah, it seems like a big thing, a lot of ambiguity, a lot of questioning, a lot of myths about its opportunities or its challenges. They hear a lot of stuff on the interwebs, and we can take information and disseminate it and look for the good and the bad. We can sometimes pull it out. Sometimes we get confused by it because it's hard to tell, is this the truth or is that the truth? They both sort of sound good in my worldview, but which one is actually true? And there's myths about selling products. Even the word Amazon, I lead with that in my conversations because it is a great conflict marketing angle. Even though we sell on Shopify, we sell on TikTok, we sell in retail, we sell omni-channel, I lead with Amazon because no one has a greater passion or love or dislike of it than the world who hears e-commerce in those words and then goes, wah. They're like, I heard this guy and one got scammed by this person, and I took this course and didn't make any money, and it's never profitable, and there's no good products to sell.
Oh yeah, there's so many courses of like how to sell on Amazon.
The list just goes on and on about all that, and it's the same on Shopify and in TikTok, and the same thing happens across the board. It's just that was a platform that opened up an early third-party opportunity for sellers. It was one of the first places a lot of people really got involved in. But then again, there's technology, which I get, and I was a developer once upon a time. We built large systems. And then there's technology to enable business. And this is probably the best time for anybody who is in technology to really consider how those two things truly connect today, because they have for a while. They've only accelerated their connectivity to business with AI, right? Because systems, replications, AI, technology, the movement of tools, information, and services on those backbones that are now becoming literally plug and play replications, sort of eliminating the human factor a lot in order to allow scalability to occur, is a factor by which I want people to, transition the conversation in our language today into the business of allowing or using technology to create business opportunities, not just being in technology for technology's sake. I think we passed that window about 10 years ago. I just think a lot of people don't want to recognize it or, feel like that's the case. And I just want them to be aware to not be victimized by it.
It's funny because it was a joke. If COVID was a person, what would COVID put on their CV?
Yeah.
And they would say, well, I increased the usage of online services by 1,000%.
You have me to thank for the fact that mobile phones are the number one place people buy now instead of desktops, because that happened in 2021.
So it's like all the laggards who were not really ready even
Yep.
from the mindset
That's right.
to transact online, do business online. And it's funny because this is what I do day in and day out. Like my mission is to help people do stuff online. Whatever you
Yep.
want to do online. You want to do customer service online, you want to sell online, you want to do marketing online, anything that you want to do online. My job is to take that technical pain away from you so that you can focus on the business part. And
Yeah.
it's funny because I used to say this 25 years ago, and it's still true. When we were discussing e-marketing 25 years ago, I used to tell people, forget the E, focus on the marketing. So focus on how you want to market, and then
Commerce.
yeah, so draft your messages, craft your skill, have a good team behind you,
Yeah.
know every in and out about your product. What does it do? What does it not do? What's the competition like? How do you beat the competition? All this is business. It's got nothing to do
It
with
is.
what platform you use. But people
Yeah.
were so focused. Oh, this platform gives me this, but the other platform doesn't give me that. And I'm thinking, like, dude, you don't even have a message. It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
You're
Just
just
focus
talking
on the business
functions
part
and
first.
features, not benefits and sales, and in terms of
Yes.
what it drives forward in terms of opportunity, right?
And
Technology is
then
an
the same thing
enabler.
happened with CRM,
Mm-hmm.
uh, where they wanted to automate their like customer relationships.
Yeah.
But they didn't have any processes written down. So how can you automate a process that didn't exist? Like you don't have a process to promote
No.
like a lead to a prospect. You don't know how to qualify a lead. Like it's not written on a piece of paper. The software isn't going to do it for you. The software will
Right.
suggest a template,
Yeah.
but you have to make it work for your process rather than just take their process out of the box. Uh,
Completely.
from talking about e-commerce in general, like I personally, as a consumer, even I love Amazon. So why are people scared of it?
It is the truth that Amazon is probably one of the more difficult platforms to sell on now. Okay. The barrier of entry, the challenges, the onboarding of the business itself, including where you get going, just identifying what the heck to sell in a much more competitive market than has ever been online due to the last 10, 20 years. And then just aspects of the platform that make it difficult at times as sellers to do certain things that you don't control, right? And so I would kind of analogize it like this. I grew up as a guy who learned how to code. I coded after I left the, computer science and business degree, and I was going to be a musician. That's where I went to school. And I learned how to go code so I could get a job and learn how to do what the world was doing. And then very quickly discovered that that's really not my aptitude, but always built my own machines and played around, loved Android more, thought, iPhone was
Yeah.
stupid and people who use Macs were dumb. So I fast forward, I get through the technology of realization, and it's like, I just want the business to do what I need it to do. I don't want to fiddle with the technology. I want to make money.
Yeah.
And so when I came past that personally, that's when I was like, oh, I just need these things to work. I don't really want to play with them. I don't want to build my machines. I had a game server company
Yes.
for a
Yeah, I
while.
was gonna say when your computer stops working and then you're hell bent on fixing it yourself.
You spend half a day with this and driver, and you go to
It
this
is
website.
enjoyable, but then it's
Oh,
taking from your
it's
productivity.
insane the lack of productivity that comes out of just tweaking and geeking for no purpose when you can't make
I
money
know.
doing it, right?
Oh, I do this all the time. I
Yeah,
still do it. I'm aware of it now, so I don't waste so much time, but I still
right.
do it.
Yeah, it just becomes, and so I ended up switching to Mac, and then for the first 2 years, I kind of got figured and used it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, the thing just works. Like I've had like I can do the
No
business I
fiddling.
need to do. I don't have to download drivers. I don't have to play with Windows. I don't have to feel like malware. I mean, I'm like, oh my gosh, now I get it. I just need to use it. And I'm trying to do what I'm trying to accomplish, which was put out this
Yes.
marketing activity, run this campaign, do this talk, upload this, membership stuff. Like that's all I needed to do. And everything else becomes less complicated. So I sort of switched off the geek it and tweak it side, which is cool. There's a need for that. It's just for me, I turned it into, okay, well, now I'm just on the usability, the business of forward, the sales, the marketing, the rolling this company forward as a vision of what I want to see it do and where we're going to go. And technology cannot get in the way of me doing that.
Yes.
It has to
Yes.
enable me to do that. And so I shifted the whole way I think about it. And at this point, there are certain platform specific things I do like and appreciate. But on the Amazon side, there is a feeling that some things you cannot control And so some people do not like that. Well, why can't I do that? Well, I can't. Well, that's their policy. Well, what if they changed it? Well, then go lobby them and see if you can get it to change. If not, you have to play within those rules. That's just the way it goes. Well, I don't want to play by that. I'm going to go over and tweak out on WooCommerce. Okay, fine, dude. If you tweak out on WooCommerce and you can figure out a way that make money at that, good for you. But if you're just doing it to play with the system, but not selling any products or marketing anything or marketing services for it, then you're just geeking out for the fun of geeking out. You're not actually doing it out of any kind of productivity. You're masking activity with productivity. And so, or masking productivity with activity.
Yeah.
That reverse it. So yeah, the end result was I just wanted to figure out how to make more money. And that was the tool sets. And Amazon was a great way to leverage marketing, brand building, and product development when they had the rest of the technology. So I could just release the technology and get straight into how do I make this thing sell? How do I make money? How do I grow this? How do I expand it? How do I enable it?
Taking the tech pain away so that you can focus on the business.
And it 100% did. And once I got the aspects,
what it is, it's a tool.
Yeah, and once I started to figure that out, it's like, oh, I can build processes and replications of selling products and brands and duplicating the brands and moving the products out without worrying about all the ticks and tweaks and backend and code and optimization. We do that now on Shopify, but I have a team that does it, so I don't have to geek on it. What I'm just like is make it work. Let's figure out the conversions. I want to get the marketing and the products and go. TikTok, same kind of platform situation. Get the marketing, get to go, get it out there. Retail is its own beast. Right. That's all about relationships and driving to the buyers and doing, different kinds of strategies there to ensure payment and invoicing and operations. So really what it gets down to is Amazon can be and feel sort of overwhelming because there are a lack of things you can control. But what you can control, as I say, control the controllables, is the perception, the brand, the leverage, and the 200 million people you get access to who are basically trying to buy something in 30 seconds or less all day long, 6,000 times a minute. And I want to get something in front of them, they'll buy. That's
and
it.
And then if
man.
people are anything like me, they'll check Amazon first before going anywhere else.
Well, that's what happens now, right? So it became an idea that translated out of books into products that became the mantra, sell all things to all people in 30 seconds or less, which has become a juggernaut of planes, trains, and automobiles. It's a miracle the dang thing even works. But it actually becomes an infrastructure, a logistic platform called Fulfilled by Amazon, in which I can take that warehousing, their upstream and warehousing centers, and then I can snap Amazon onto that because that's the sales product platform that delivers those products. But I can now snap on Shopify. I can snap on TikTok. I can even do multi-channel fulfillment to other locations. I have a spoken hub methodology that keeps me from having 20 and 40,000 foot square warehouses and 20 employees, but instead can build a 7 and 8 figure brand that has no employees, run by virtual assistants and blinky lights and dashboards with AI enabled tool sets. Yeah.
What type of product is more suitable for something like this?
Anything that has a net profit that you can sell profitably. So at the end of the day, it really gets down to, I've sold so many different product types. It actually doesn't matter as long as there's a need for your the product and demand, okay, a customer need for it, and that you can move a brand into the market that has a slight innovative approach. Doesn't have to be unique. It doesn't need to be Elon Musk. You need to find an innovation of an existing product, okay? And that you can make a net profit on after fees, referral fees, cost of goods, etc. After warehousing, shipping, and returns, you can stack those up and go, I can still make 50% ROI on this unit. I can still make more than $12 in net profit. I'm going to test market that product. Test market. Here's where everybody gets really screwed up. They think that to be successful on any of these e-commerce platforms, I need to go invent a product. I need to go get 5,000 units of it. I might need to crowdfund it. I might need to take 2 years of research and development to make sure it's going to sell. And then I'm going to launch that product out there and start making sales. Well, I could be at a 7-figure run rate long before you ever get through all that process.
Yes.
Right? Because I'm looking for product data that tells me, okay, and here's where it gets really weird for a lot of people who hear things in the world and hear what I'm about to say. And I'll try to say it the right way, not in reverse. I sell data to AI engines. The AI engines market and distribute that data to the correct avatar just in time.
Okay.
And I deliver it through products. My median is the product that is the exchange, the monetary exchange for the product that fulfills that agreement. So who is my customer? It's the data AI engines. So when I deal with Cosmo on Amazon now, it is what I sell to. I sell to the engine. It mixes an idea that I have an ice cream maker that 36 million people are searching for it's constantly 36 million times a year. And it says, I know all the people that want that ice cream. Let me present that to them and see if they like this product. And if they do, I'm going to sell more of it to them. So it's an automated engine of AI connectivity that is selling to that customer to deliver the product and do what it needs to do on the
That's
back.
interesting. So it's like your client is the AI engine.
That's it.
It's like if
the
you
AI
convince
engine.
the AI engine that you have a good product,
I can sell the
and
crap
the
out of
engine
it.
already knows that there are many people looking for that product,
That's exactly right.
then it will take your product and put it in front of these 36 million eyes.
And it's going to do it in certain segments of time as I launch that product from zero, right? And then as it goes out, it's going to score that product against the competition in current competition in the
It will
market.
look at pricing, delivery.
Yeah. Are you
all these-
converting better than the current competition? If the answer is yes, it's going to show it to more people. If it continues to convert at that level or higher, it will start showing it to more and more people. Instead of 200, it'll send it to 2,000. Instead of 2,000, it sends it to 20,000. And then at 20, it sends it to 200,000. And if those numbers keep converting really well, it will turn into a juggernaut. You do that wrong from the very beginning, and it'll screw the whole thing up. So the product and the answer to what the heck do I sell is very important. What the heck do I sell is the right data about the right product to the right engine.
But does this also mean that you have some intelligence about what can work and what will not work?
100%, dude. 12 years of experience. We built a lot of data around 1,000 different customer accounts. And with that, we have a green light process that fills out all the data points required to determine the customer need and intent of Amazon's actual engine and data they give us. And then we cross that over with our green light process, and we have an economic engine.
Because I can come to you with a product that I think it's the best thing since sliced bread.
I'll tell you the actual one you should sell based on the customer need, its intent, and how many units are actually met in the system. And most importantly, can you compete? Are you, with your product or idea that you want to sell, are you a Reebok to an existing Nike? Are you a CVS to a Walgreens? Are you a Pepsi to a Coke? And if you aren't, then you'll have to look at the product and say, or another product, and determine, should I sell that one instead? That's the Reebok. I should actually sell against this Nike because the data tells me that's what's in demand. So what do? I don't go, oh, well, I'm going to have to sell my product and no one can tell me what to do. I'm going to shift gears. I'm going to sell the product that is in demand. I'm going to make a little innovation. I'm going to go take it to the market and find out with all that information, does the engine see me as the best converting product? Here's the funny part, right? The aspect of everybody's technical sort of knowledge at this point around AI is you have to prompt it to get results. We sort of understand that. It's becoming a common sense knowledge the longer we go, right? When I produce a product data set for Amazon to start with, and I give it images, graphics, copy, information, details, data points, metadata, etc. I'm building an entire prompt out of that information, even the images, okay? And I'm giving it to the algorithm and I'm saying, here is my giant prompt. Okay. All that data that gets fed into that listing is then analyzed by that engine. And its goal is to determine, did I actually understand correctly what you have as a product, your opportunity, what it's used like, how many use cases you have. And then it's going to go over to itself and say, do we have any customer needs or customer intent that match this information? And if you get that wrong, it will build a wrong picture about your product and it will try to sell it to the wrong people.
Then it will be an uphill all the time because
it'll be an uphill all the time. And here's what Amazon will do to those of you who don't get that right. It will force you to pay for more traffic.
Yes. I was just going to say, it's kind of like you're going to end up trying to convince Amazon's AI of
or
the
other buyers
of your product,
rather
than actually using Amazon's AI to convince the final purchaser or the final customer that your product is good.
That's right. And guess what? It's better at it than we are. So if I go in and find that that's a problem, I'm now going to be beholden to the ads platform to make up the difference in trying to target the actual true avatar of the people I need. And if I can't pull the levers to optimize that listing into that audience type, this product will have an uphill its entire life and it will look like a failure. Not because it is a failure or you couldn't have got it right. It's because you didn't prompt the engine and program it correctly because you didn't do the due diligence on that product type for its profitability, its upside, and who is going to actually use it and what actually failed this system or you. And a lot of people don't want to hear that, right? So it is
Yeah.
very critical that when we answer the question, what the heck do we sell, that we really understand what does this system want from me? What product opportunity fills that customer need and intent? And then I got to get it right. If I get it wrong, you get a picture with 6 fingers, right?
Yeah. So I know, like I know someone here locally who's selling a small product on Amazon, and the biggest issue that I see from my point of view is that the margins are very low. Like if you're selling a product for, I don't know, $9, then there's not much you can do there. Like it's kind of a, you have to sell millions of
Oh, right. So the vanity idea is I make up for my goal for profitability and growth through the vanity of units moved and revenue, not the
Yeah.
actual profitability. And this is the reverse of what I want people to hear today. So the second thing is going by the
Exactly.
number. By the numbers means that I understand the
And
fundamentals.
that's why
of the
people
business.
struggle initially. Like
100%.
Yeah.
Profit loss, fundamentals. Can I sell it profitably? And by profitably, I don't mean $5 per unit. Okay.
Yes.
So that I have to make up profitability goals by selling more units and moving hundreds of thousands of that in order to make my goals come true. Because what happens is in economies of scale through a physical product business, if I have $5 in net profit per unit now and I sell 1,000 of them this month, I'm going to be pretty excited about that. If I don't move that $5 to like $7 or $8 in net profit, but I sell 2,000 next month, what did I just do? Right? I took my $5 down to about $2 in profit because I increased cost of units, material, referral fees, warehousing, everything, but I didn't increase my profit. So I will look really good. Oh, I sold 2,000 units this month, but it'll be at like $2.25 or so in net profit, not $5, not what I had last month. So we don't look at that. What we look at difference in saying is I'm going to maintain a minimum of $12 in net profitability. That means I won't sell products less than $50 in retail price point. And here's an interesting fact most people don't know. Amazon's average order value is $69. So if their average order is $69, what does that tell you? I'm not playing in the right game if I'm selling a $29 product. I'm selling what is called Amazon's mosh pit of stinky, sweaty sellers that bound around into each other and get all drunk and nasty.
I think people limit themselves because
they do.
Here's the thing. There are so many, like, I don't know, like there's billions of products on Amazon now.
Yes.
And like, here's an example. Yesterday, so I'm buying a refurbished laptop from eBay, but it's going to come without a charger.
Okay.
So I went on Amazon to figure out what good charger I can have. Specifically, that specific model of laptop has like a BIOS handshake with the charger. So I don't want something that will trigger that error.
Right.
And it will just stay on my screen and bother me, right?
Yep.
So it was a kind of a hit and miss because there are some like knockout versions of Dell chargers that are really cheap, like $19, but they don't mention anything about BIOS or like they don't mention nothing. It's just 65-watt charger. You're on your own. So I did a little bit of research and then I asked AI for what brands can work with this BIOS handshake thing. And it suggested a couple of brands. And I looked at their things and I compared. They were like, I think $49 as compared to the $19.99. But at least, if I don't like it or if it doesn't work, Amazon have a good return policy. So I'll just take it, try it. If it works,
return
fine.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
If it doesn't, return it.
Yep.
And I'm willing to pay the $30 extra. So I think there's
well, it's not what you're saying in my world is don't get caught up in the product. We call that do not marry your product. When we have our 5x5 playbook methodology, it is to discover based on enough data which particular products and types are we selling that we got right in our conversion, right in our prompt. The engine understands who we are and is now delivering it properly to the right customer. And the benefit, of course, is sales and growth, where we see that data set take off. So we don't launch one product, we launch 2, 3, 4, 5 to get enough data to determine those aspects. And when
the right customer is ready to pay for it. They're
ready to pay for it, which means
you want to push the price down because you think you'd be competitive by pushing the price down.
No, or thinking that I'm going to limit my opportunity by selling it at 99 versus 49 or 29. Let me ask you, is there products that sell at 29, 49, 99, 199 that still fill the same use cases?
Yeah,
Absolutely. Well, why are you
there
not
are
selling
products that sell
$99
for
ones?
$6, and
Well,
there are products that sell for $6,000.
that's right. You have a limiting belief in your mind that it's harder to sell a $99 product than a $29 product, and that is actually wrong. It's stinking thinking. The truth is, when you compete in a market, if someone does not see this, it's called the psychology of the buyer. If they do not see the intrinsic value of your brand comparable to another brand, then they're going to think it as a lower quality product and won't actually want to buy that one, because not everybody wants the lowest quality
Yes, you
product.
don't want to commoditize your brand.
No, what I want is a brand that competes with another brand that says, hey, I got a comparable $289 product
Yes.
to your $289 product. And the market goes, well, both of these must be pretty good. I'll give this one a shot. Well, guess what? It's just your limiting belief that it
Yes,
can't
it's
happen.
funny, like how you said in the beginning, like Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Reebok, and Nike, and then I'm pretty sure when one of them was older than the other, and the other one was
Well,
starting
sure.
up, they were looking to beat them or at least be
And
on
it's the
equal.
competition that drives them into billions of sales in each
Yes,
company. So we can't be thinking the stinking thing of limited. We need to be moving multiple product opportunities that have a minimum profitability, a minimum growth opportunity. We want to not look at how many units we sell of that, because if you go above a certain line, well, Amazon will reward you on one platform. So will TikTok in
yes,
the same way. If you move more volume, they'll reward you by more exposure and more sales, but they will make more money on their fees and you will make less money in your net profit. So you have to look at it and balance in your price point to the platform fees. And then if that is the number of units you move for that product has its upside potential, guess what? You go get 10 more of those products, right? You
you don't want
lower
to be
your
a
risk
victim
by
of your own
grabbing more
success.
products.
That also happens in the world of e-commerce.
Yeah.
I mean, I there was a famous example, I think in 2000, like during the bubble,
Yeah.
the internet bubble, and somebody launched an e-commerce, and at the time, like it was like their own platform, their own everything. So somebody launched a website to sell Christmas gifts,
Okay.
and they launched it somewhere around maybe September.
Okay.
They got so successful, they got inundated with orders to the point that they couldn't deliver at Christmas time.
Hyper
And then
growth.
in January, everybody asked for a refund, and they
Yeah.
shut down and went out
And
of
that was the
business.
end of that, right?
They
That's
were
a
so
sucky case study.
successful to the point they could not even deliver. Like,
Yeah. Well, the beauty of these systems and the way we're talking about here is that I can replicate those products and inventory relationship into Amazon with an economies of scale that does not cost me more if I do it the right way. I don't need more manpower, more warehousing, more boxes. It all goes into Amazon. So my opportunity is to ensure on my side that when I find a product that wins, when I find a data set that goes on one of my 5 products,
yeah,
I have to capitalize that inventory. We do a full product launch at that point. Once the test market launch of 100, 200, 300 units proves that the market wants it, my price point is working, I'm seeing my profitability, I've got a good product that's getting good reviews and everything is looking good, I'm going to take 1,000 units and capitalize that product. That's my opportunity cost as a business owner to see this thing really take off. You feed that inventory into their warehouses and their algorithm goes, oh, I can sell 1,000 of these now. I'm going to move a lot faster. But there's a logical fallacy in people's thinking that, well, I can make a 7-figure business if I launch and put 1,000 units into this product. You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. The system is only going to let you take over so much market share comparable to someone who's already there, who's fulfilling the existing market share. And if they're moving 10,000 units a month to fulfill that market share, you aren't
you're
going
not
to
going to do a
overtake
dent
them
with
until
1,000.
you're moving more than 10,000 units a month.
Yes.
So how do you get to that, Amir? You have to get at least 10,000 units in the platform. You have to be confidently adding more product to the inventory until you reach that point, and then you will start to overtake market share. But you don't just go buy 10,000 units and throw it in the platform. That's a stupid mistake. Don't buy 5,000 units and throw it in the platform. You won't put 1,000 units in. You should not until the first 100 to 300 units proves you can sell the product and all the data says go. That's a logical way to put good money after good product. Then you put your 1,000 units in, and then you see your run rate of that 1,000 units over the next 90 days or less. And then you go, okay, how much check am I going to have to stroke now to get this inventory up to another 3,000 or 4,000 units so I can start building towards that 10,000 unit? Because now the system is going to allow me to start overtaking the market share. It's not going to just give it to you. It's going to keep it where the customer is most happy.
You got to work. Yeah, you got
than
to
the
work for
person
it.
that's currently ordering it. But can I overtake that market share? And can I do it aggressively? Absolutely. Because if I'm going to have more profit and I'm going to match their inventory, I'm going to be able to out acquire them on the platform with the PPC marketing. And that's my gas on this organic fire.
So
Once I do that, I can really turn it on.
I'm pretty sure that like there will be many of our listeners who are not sure where to start. So I
Sure.
think they would want to get in touch with you. So
Yeah.
how does it work? Do they like you get a consultation call first? Like what happens?
Yep. So everybody who works with me is qualified to work with me because I make sure that they're a good fit for what we're doing. They go through an application process. This is anybody who works with me inside is a mentoring and discipleship one-on-one with myself and my team. So it's very limited who I get access to this. I put 300 people in since 2019. I'm very busy with our own companies. We have companies that are in startup growth, so they're just making their first 100,000 a month, to companies that are 500,000 to one that's 14 million and growing a year. So what I do is I bring people in for that first 12 months and we mentor them and disciple them one-on-one to show them what the heck to sell, how to build the company correctly, how to build generational wealth levers for a 3 to 5 year exit, and get them in a position to truly understand. So they do apply, they have a conversation with me. We make sure they have the right time, energy, attention, and money, the 4 major factors of success that everybody who has worked with us and become successful doing in this actually understands, gets, and is willing to apply. They say, well, how much time do I need? How much money do I need? And my answer is, how long is a piece of string? It is however long you cut it.
Yeah.
Because if you're willing to get into the fight, if you're willing to stay in whatever time it takes, if you're willing to deploy whatever energy and attention and money it takes to get in the fight, you will win and outpace those who are involved. And I need those people because what ends up happening is when they get to be a successful place, I'm both the beginning, the teaching, the mentoring, the growth, optimization, and the exit. So as
Yeah.
they come through my mentorship, we look to acquire them. I want them to build with us over that time frame so that when they reach a certain point of saleable asset in their business, more than $1 million in seller discretionary earnings or net EBITDA, we want to acquire them. So we have first right of refusal in that. It's not, it's a gentleman's agreement.
This works also, Neil, if they don't have a product yet, like you will help them
100%.
figure out what is the product.
I take them into my green light system. It's
Yeah,
powered by
okay.
our Cayman data intelligence tool set, and I show them exactly the customer need and which products to sell. I show them exactly how to build the business, exactly which brand they should create. We mentor them one-on-one each week to make sure every step in this process is goable. I'm looking for the right people. That's basically what it gets down to. Not everybody can do this. Not everybody should be a business owner. Not everybody needs to, do these kinds of things.
Yeah.
But for those who are serious and are like, hey, I've been looking to do this, I'll talk with them. We'll find out if this is a good fit. Yeah, I have a consulting fee for 1 year if they work with us, but I also base a performance of that. $10,000 I hold back as skin in the game because I want them to actually reach a goal of hitting 100,000 in net profits. So I put that 10,000 on the line and I hedge a bet that they're the right person that will actually complete this and do this correctly, especially in year 1. And I hate to lose, man. So I put a $10,000 bet on them. Yep, that they will come in. I put some skin in the game. There's a consulting fee that goes with it for the first year. We give them system, processes, one-on-one, and everything necessary to get them into the market and growing. And I want them to be successful because I can't acquire a business that is not. And that's my goal for every person is to get them to a place where there's a business that can be acquired.
How do they get in touch with you?
So if they're interested to learn the strategy and they're a book reader and want to do a little more due diligence, which I encourage everyone to do, they can go to voltagedm.com/free book. There's a code that should be in the notes or on the screen right now.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the description box below the
Perfect.
episode.
And the code will give 10 people a free copy of the book. I ask they enter a credit card number just to verify and not be scammers and people wanting to steal the product. It doesn't charge you, but it will validate you. And then you'll get the book for free. There's also a paperback copy of it. There is a workshop with worksheets and information to go even deeper. And then should they, go through that process and either want to look at some of the tool sets we have or, meet with me and talk about that coaching and mentoring, if they're really serious about making a run at it, they're able to do that. In the book, if I can tell you just for 10 seconds, it's really it's a strategy guide, not a tactical guide. It's not going to talk to you about opening your Amazon account and this stuff. I mean,
it's how to do it.
No. It is really about,
you should think about it.
It's about the business of the business on building these companies to this level, 10 million a year or more. And so each chapter was a chapter from my podcast with a specific guest that's tied to every part of the playbook, from research to financing, capitalization, generational wealth, time management, building your listings, along with case studies, information, and workbooks that can tie along to it. They give them the strategy. The foreword was written by a good friend of mine, Kevin Harrington, the original Shark Tank as seen on TV guy. He was a good friend of mine, met him in 2016. He wrote the foreword for the book, and we talk about those strategies in there.
Nice. I think that's a good thing to know. Like if you're just dipping your toes in the water,
Read the
reading
book.
more about it. Well, yeah,
I know.
exactly.
I encourage everyone to do their due diligence.
Maybe it will convince you that this is not for you. Like you never know, or it will convince you.
I can't work with everybody, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking for those guys who are like, and gals who are like, I've been looking.
No, but
for
it's good.
No, it's okay. It has to be the right person. That's why I interview every person. I'm looking for the right mindset. The right fundamentals of the success mindset are in place. Even if they've never sold before, that's fine. I've taught plenty of beginners. If they are in some process, we help them optimize. If they're a W-2 earner who's like next 10, 20 years, I don't want to do this anymore.
When people go online, when people want to sell something online, whatever that thing is, sometimes they're not ready. And sometimes if they read more about it, learn more about it,
they start to get
discover that there's something in it that they don't like they don't want to go all in. So
and I would prefer they don't,
educate yourself first.
Waste everybody's time or my time or their time or money or whatever doing it the wrong way, which is why I don't do any of that. We're operators, we're business owners. And just the last caveat, those who have worked with me for the last 3, 5, 7 years, they have become operators of companies with me, profit sharing. So as we've either acquired or worked through the process, the people that work directly in Voltage are not employees. They're actually CEO operators that I trained up in successful businesses along with my partner and our team. And now they're actually helping us to run some of our companies and our client accounts through profit sharing. So they are consummate trained professionals. So when people grow up, they get to do all kinds of fun things.
Perfect. That's a good model. Well, thank you very much, Neil, for this insight into, e-commerce. We don't want to keep mentioning Amazon. It's like as if they need more free publicity.
Hi, TikTok, e-com. It's all e-com, man.
Have a good one.
Thank you, sir.